Hi all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Katabasis by R.F Kuang, and I'm going to get straight into it. So this is my third book that I've read by R.F Kuang, and she's an incredible writer. People say that you've got one book in you, but she just seems to have a pile of books. So I've also read Babel, and I've also read Yellowface, and now this one, and I have to say they are all very, very different. Might be a slight link if you've read Babel, the whole kind of academia fantasy world. This is definitely set in that sort of realm. However, they're not linked. So if you've read Babel, this is not linked to Katabasis. So this is all about Alice Law's journey into hell, and you might be thinking, what? But she's basically a grad student at Cambridge, and she is studying magic, hence the fantasy, and she accidentally, whether it's an accident, I don't know, but her professor that she is studying under dies and goes to hell, and she realizes without him she cannot be employed after graduating. She needs to have her reference from this particular professor for her to go off into the magic world and get a job. So she has to go to hell to bring him back. However, as you can imagine, that is not so easy. And she ends up going on this journey with Peter, a fellow student, and it's all about the trials and tribulations that they encounter along the way. So I've never read a book about hell, particularly in this way, and how hell is set up and what's involved in the hell and all the different worlds and realms and levels, I guess. And that's what I loved about this book. I don't think I have thought about hell so much as I have whilst reading this book. And it's just really, really intriguing. And obviously I don't want to ruin the story, because if you're reading this, you'll most likely have not read it yet, or you're due to finish. So no spoilers here, guys. But I did enjoy this book. I think I would like to read it again, which says a lot because it is quite chunky. It did take me a long time to get through. And it's more because I felt I had to be on it. R.F Kuang is such an intelligent writer that if you read this half-mindedly or a bit sleepily, you can kind of lose track a little bit because it's so involved, it's so detailed that you kind of need to be really on it when you're reading this book to kind of make sense of what's going on. So that is like my one tip for this book, is it's not an easy read in terms of the information. There's a lot of information in this book, and you've kind of got to be really switched on and aware of what's going on for any of this to make sense. But I did really, really enjoy it. My favourite character has to be Peter. I loved him, and I loved the relationship between Alice and Peter. I'm not going to say what sort of relationship it is, but it's not so obvious. It's not the obvious one. But I did really love the dynamic between the two of them and what happens, and yeah, their connection. And I just loved Peter, and by the end I was like, he's just brilliant, and I would love to meet Peter. I think he's a great human. This book really, really reminds me of the Atlas 6 trilogy, which I loved, and that's by Levi Blake. And I really enjoyed that trilogy. It's very similar in terms of studying magic and academia and all the different magicians out there and like their little niches. So if you've read the Atlas trilogy, I would say you would really enjoy this book. I hope you enjoyed my review on this great story. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. I do appreciate every single subscriber, and I can't wait to share my next book with you. Thanks, guys.